Hello? Whoa, whoa, can you hear me? Can people hear me now? Oh, I see my mic is registering again. Jesus. That was that was frustrating. Okay, my alerts are still not they're still not playing. Did I mute them? Yeah, let me see if I can play my alerts.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
And thank you very much for subscribing on YouTube, Alec. Thank you very much. I heard some sort of I heard something. Anyways, man, what are we gonna do? Um, I don't even know. I don't even know where the thing muted. Okay. Anyways, let's stop doing let's stop doing TryHackMe. Anyways, to I don't know how to pronounce his name. Tui Moirun Cheng. Hello, teacher. Do you know about Cambodia and Thailand? Oh, okay. I mean, listen, we're not. I don't want to talk about anything super political here, but I hope that everybody wants peace. Thank you very much. All right, let's keep on going. We'll stop doing TryHackMe. I think TryHackMe cursed us. Let's get out of here. And let's go ahead and do CmdChallenge. So CmdChallenge is a fun platform. And am I still... Is my YouTube stream still online? Hold on. Let me check. Oh, it is still online. Okay, okay, that's... I'm a bit surprised that that it didn't disconnect. Okay, that's fine. All right, YouTube's still going. Awesome, awesome. So there are two files in this directory, PSEF1 and PSEF2. Print the contents of both files sorted by PID, and delete the repeated lines. So, yeah, let's take a look. So inside here we've got PSEF1, PSEF2. We can cat out both of those. So cat star. And we've got all of these lines here. We need to sort them by PID. So the interesting part here is that we need to sort by... Print the contents of both files sorted by PID and delete the repeated lines. So how do we sort by... We can sort, yeah, but the thing is that it's going to sort by the UUID. We need to sort it by the PID, so this is going to be a little bit trickier. How about, let's look this up real quick. So sort Linux, sort by second column. So to sort a file by the second column, the sort command is used with the K option. Basic sorting by second column. To sort a file named yourfile.txt by the second column, use the command sort K2 yourfile.txt. So I mean, yeah, we can give that a try. If you want to try this out yourself, you can go directly to this page right here. And Fritz asks, would you say TryHackMe, hack the box in this command challenge are a good way to get comfortable with command line and general hacking? Well, I mean, command challenge, this is specifically for Linux, and I've got a list of different education resources. over at HackerFrogs over here. Here's the link. Okay, let me get my YouTube studio back online so they can interact with the YouTube chat. The Dubster says, welcome back. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. Jeez. It's still not 100% okay, but at least I can talk on the mic still. I don't know what might have caused that issue. Oh well. Yeah, but over here on the HackerFrogs education resources, if you want to learn about any particular topic, for example, if you want to learn about Linux, there's a bunch of curated links that that'll help you out. Most of the links, almost all of the links, are free. So this is what we try to help people out with. If you've got something you want to learn in the hacking space, we can try to accommodate you. Okay, let's go back. So command challenge here. So cat star, and then pipe it into sort K2. See if this works. Okay, so this does kind of work. Fritz says, thank you, I'm just trying to get out of tutorial hell right now. No worries. I mean, the best thing to do is just to... Well, I mean, what kind of tutorials have you been doing lately? I hear a lot about tutorial hell, and I think the important thing is to just take a lot of good notes while you're doing exercises, and then you can move on to other stuff. Okay, so we want to delete the repeated lines. So the repeated lines, we sorted it out, and we sorted it by UUID. Sorry, PID. Are there any repeated lines? There are some repeated lines. Okay, so we would sort by the second column, and then we would do unique to delete anything that is not unique. Okay, and print the contents of both files sorted by PID and delete the repeated lines. So we deleted the repeated lines. We got it in order. We might want to delete this last line right here, or how would we move it up to the top? Sort UN. What is UN? Sorry. You know what? The great thing about Command Challenge is that they really challenge your ability to understand commands in Linux. Sorry, let me create some color-coded tabs in my terminal here, and then we will take a look at the unique command. Okay, so the sort command help. So K is for key. Key gives a key def gives a location and type. Okay, and then you can use man unique. Man unique. So the other flags that Ronan is suggesting here is N and U. So U is for unique. Output only the first lines with equal keys. Okay, and we've got, I think even on the platform itself. And the N is for what? N is for numeric stored. Okay, compare according to string numerical value. Okay, we can give this a try. N, unique. Oh, wow, that worked. Okay, so the reason why it wasn't going before is because we didn't have this at the top. They wanted this line at the top, but then they wanted everything else to be sorted over here. Nice. Yeah, that worked out. Okay, well, we're moving on to the next challenge. So in this current directory, there's a file called netstat.out, and this is the... You use only my command, no need for piping. Well, let me give that a shot. Yeah, that works. Okay, so in the current directory there's a file named netstat.out. Okay, print all of the IPv4 listening ports sorted from the highest to the lowest. Okay, so what's going on here? So we got netstat.out, and so if we take a look at the contents of that file, it's got all of this stuff. And what we need to do is we need to print all the IPv4 listening ports sorted from the highest to the lowest. So I guess the first thing we need to do is we need to just grep out the listening ports. So pipe it out into grep listen. So we only get the stuff that's listening here, but there's also this stuff. Sorting became harder than filtering in such cases. Okay, so we're also only supposed to output listening ports sorted from the highest to the lowest. I'm not sure if we need to do IPv6. This is the IPv6 output here. What about this Unix 2 stuff? I don't know if we want this either. It's Brody. Hello, nice to see you here. Nguyen Kwang, hi. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Do you know any website to practice with writing Python script? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different places you can practice with Python. In fact, there's Advent of Code going on right now. Advent of Code. We might be doing some Advent of Code a little bit later on this month. But otherwise, there's some good stuff on the HackerFrogs education resources as well for programming. Why don't you give this a look? I think you can grep OP to regex filter ports, then sort it. Okay, so let's go back here. So if we just get listening ports, we get this. I print out all, okay, so we're only looking for IPv4. So we can get rid of the IPv6, and we can get rid of this Unix stuff, right? So we can go in here, we can grep for listen, we can grep out TCP6, and we can grep out the Unix stuff like this. So we only get the IPv4 addresses here. And thank you very much for subscribing on YouTube, Philip Swirgle. Thank you very much. Okay, so what can we do from here? We can sort this from highest to lowest, because right now it's not sorted. So what we need to do is we need to sort on Infinity NFX asks, have you ever tested the game GreyHack on stream? GreyHacks, GreyHacks. GreyHack, yeah, GreyHack. Yeah, I've played GreyHack once on stream before. I think you might be able to find it if you search for the for the thing. Shulk or Max says, search for regex, it will impress you. Search for regex. So I think we want to sort, but we have to sort by... We have to do a different type of sort. Okay, let's do sort again. Take a look. So key def, sort by a key. Key def gives location and type. So we're sorting by second column, I think. But we can't sort by second column because it's gonna get messed up versus on the 000 interfaces and the 127.0.0.1 interfaces. We need to get it to sort by the number after the colon. So Linux sort number after colon. To sort lines based on the number that appears after a colon, the sort command in Linux can be used with the following options. So T is field separator. This option specifies the character that separates the fields in your input. In this case, it would be the colon. And then key sort. So the key specifies which field to sort by. If the number that you want by is in the second field, after the first colon, you would use K2. And then numeric sort. This option ensures that sorting is done numerically rather than alphabetically. Okay, so let's go in. We'll run the same thing, grep out all that stuff, and then sort T. T is... would it be something like T equals colon? So dash T colon here. Okay, and what else do they want from us? And then dash K2N. K2 is the second thing, but okay, let me give this a shot. Okay, so that didn't work. Oh, it didn't work because it did it in the reverse order. Yeah. Okay, we need to sort this by in reverse. So how do we do sort reverse? Zero to 9 means all the numbers from 0 to 9. I'm not sure if we need to do that in this case, but thank you for the advice, Max. So not run reverse search. Reverse the results of the comparisons. So dash R. Why didn't that work? So dash R should have... Let's go in here. Okay, I mean, this did print all of the IPv4's listening ports sorted from highest to lowest. So we did that, but I'm not sure why it doesn't accept this. Unless there's something that I omitted by mistake. Okay, let's go back in. So the IPv6 still doesn't work, huh? Oh, why do we still have the TCP6? Okay, get rid of TCP6. just the ports minus the IP. Print out all the listening ports. The listening ports sorted from the highest to the lowest. Oh, you know what? Yeah, maybe they just want the port numbers. Okay, okay. So if that's the case, then we can do this, and we can just get them. We can cut this. So pipe this into cut delimiter. Cut delimiter colon field 2. Okay, so now we need to get rid of everything that that comes afterwards here. Try out my grep and pipe it to your sort. Okay, let's see, Max, can you paste in your grep command into the chat one more time? Okay, so we get just field 2, and then we can, let's see. So there has to be a command to delete everything after a space. Linux delete everything after space. Sed command. Sed finds the first space and everything after it and replaces it with nothing. If you want to modify the file in place, add the I option. So I don't think we need the I option, but I think we could just use it like this. We can also use awk, field manipulation, print 1, so just print the first thing. Okay, and Ronan's got a command, grep tcp, netstat out grep listen, awk, print 4, cut d, sort nr. Let me see if I can get this to work first. So it's just awk print 1. Okay, this worked. But let's see if so we managed to get just the port numbers from highest to lowest. And you know what? We'll give grep Ronan's command a try as well. So grep tcp in nets.out, grep for listen, and then print out only the fourth field, and then cut out everything after the colon, get the second field, and then sort numerical and reverse. That does nets.out, no such thing. Is it is it like this? Hold on. What is the name of the file? Oh, I'm on the wrong challenge. Never mind. Okay, that works. That works. Big Bang Theory videos. I don't know if you're supposed to be seeing those. Ramzik, hello, nice to see you here. Just no more options. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to be able to get stuff done in different ways. Thank you. So full redirects for IPv4 would be grep this thing. Sure. Let's give it a try. Okay, let's go back and we'll give it a go. so we would run this on netstat.out. Actually, wait, let's cat netstat.out and then pipe it into the grep. Close the single quote. Okay, so this does get all of the IPv4 addresses, but yeah, I mean this solution doesn't quite work because we're looking for the ports. This gets the IPv4 addresses, but we're looking for the ports specifically in this challenge. But yeah, it's a good thing to know. Max, thank you. Okay, so did we finish everything? We finished all the challenges. Sick in the Mind, hello, nice to see you here. What is up, what is up? Okay, so Ronan has another command that we can try. That works, okay. Yeah, so it just wraps us back to the beginning over here. But that's fine. There are actually 2 more challenges. There's the Christmas challenge, and there's also this challenge over here called "Oops, I deleted my bin directory." But yeah, you can give this a try. Well, I mean, regex is something that I deal with not very often, and only when I absolutely need to. Okay, so a process on the computer managed to delete all of the files in the /bin and user bin directories. The good news is that you still have a shell prompt. The bad news is that you are only able to execute one command to complete each challenge. For now, all you need to do is figure out where you are, print the current working directory. So pwd isn't going to work. Wait, it worked? Where is pwd? Hold on. Which pwd? Built-in shell command. Okay, so it's not. So even if all of your binaries are deleted, you can still run pwd. That's good to know. Okay, great. Now that you know which directory you're in, you want to see what else is here. List all the files in a single line in your current working directory. You won't be able to use the ls command. You will need to use a bash built-in. So what bash built-in can you do to list everything in the directory? Bash built-in. Bash built-in commands. Let's take a look at a list. And Zeke super chats 45 DKK. I'm not too sure what DKK is, but let me look it up. That is Danish krones. Thank you very much for the Danish krones, Le Zeke. Thank you. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're looking for bash built-ins. So we got alias, we got bind, we got all this stuff over here. If you're wondering what we're looking at this file right here. But Ramzik, thank you very much for the super chat, much appreciated. And are you a cybersecurity student, or are you? There is none. You can use loop and try to echo it. Loop and try. So we have to find some way to emulate some. So loop. I don't know. Where would that be? For file in, echo, do echo, file done. Well, we can give it a try. For file in, current directory, do echo, file. Done. Did that not work? LaRamzik says, I'll be starting in cybersecurity education in February, hopefully. Yeah, are you a university student, or are you... What kind of background are you coming from, LaRamzik? Echo. Did I not spell echo correctly? For file in current directory, do echo file. Done. Minus done. Get rid of done. Unexpected end of file. So the other thing is, where's the echo command? So echo is a shell built-in command, so we don't have to worry about that. This is the full command. Oh, echo? Echo star. Echo star? Wow, that gets it done. That's interesting. Missed semicolon. So echo star actually gets this done. You remember there's a very important file in this directory. Display its contents before the data is lost forever. There's a very important... So there's my dissertation.txt. There's another file.txt. Laurent Zeke says, no university, just some courses. I've dabbled in Linux before. Yeah, we're doing some Linux hard mode stuff right now. You need to fix the command? Sorry, I wrote from... From what? From phone. Oh, okay. And thank you for watching from the phone, Max. Thank you. And 2sift, hello, missed semicolon. Were we talking about this previous command? But anyways, so the new challenge is there's a very important file in this directory. Display its contents. So how do we read files? I'm sorry, I think it's not good to cheat sheet. I just can't help. You need to mute me. No worries. You can leave spoilers in the chat. It's fine. Okay, so how do we read a file with bash built-ins? Is cat is in the user bin directory, which we don't have. So everything in these challenges assumes that we don't have a bin directory and we don't have a user bin directory either. So we can't use cat. We have to use bash built-in. Read. We got bind. List the names of all readline functions. I mean, I guess I could get the easy. So bash built-in read file. So the primary bash built-in for reading files is read. Read? There's an actual read command. Read is a shell built-in command. I mean, can we use it? My dissertation.txt. Okay. Not a valid identifier. So how do we... Full script? Print file contents. So read from file.txt. Read my dissertation.txt. No such file or directory. So what is it called again? Oh. We need to get the... There you go. Read from another file.txt. I mean, we can be specific and say this directory. Ah, so it doesn't seem to work. But, you know, we'll try one more time. Read from my... Yeah, it doesn't wanna work. Okay. The built-in command to read a line of input. So read our line. This option prevents /escapes line. This is the variable which... Ooh, this is getting complicated real quick. So this syntax is a special bash feature that acts like built-in cat. What? Okay. Bash read built-in command. Okay, so bash read a file line by line. Let's see if this helps. How do I read a text file line by line under a Linux or Unix-like system using a KSH or bash shell? While read do command line done for here's some more human readable syntax for you, but unfortunately we have to do everything as like a one-liner here. So while read, I mean, let's see if this works. So the file name, I think it was called my dissertation.txt. No such file or directory. So did I just spell that wrong? Oh, there's a dash. Okay. Command not found. Command not found. So we were trying to run do command line. While read do command. So command is not found. We're just trying to do read, right? Oh, it worked. It worked. Okay, so what was the command? The command was hold on, this one. Okay, so oh no, you remember there's very important file, display its contents. Wait, why did it? I thought it worked. Hold on. So another file in my dissertation.txt. I mean, it came out, but there's something wrong with the command. Sick of the Mind says, "What's up? We're trying to do this challenge right here. Better to best test it locally." Yeah, I think so. We managed to get the contents of the file by running this command here. So while read, do read. But unfortunately, this isn't what it wants. So display its contents. Maybe it's not this file we need to read, but the other file. So the other file is called anotherfile.txt. Why didn't that work? So there's another file .txt. I spelled that correctly. My dissertation.txt. Why does it work on one file but not the other? Because this works. The problem is read is cutting out the new lines. Oh, read is cutting out the new lines. Okay. At least I think so. So not a valid identifier. So these are all I've never used the triple greater than sign before. I don't even know what this means. I've never had to deal with it. You can use tail. I don't think you can use tail because tail is in the user bin directory. Same thing with head. Yeah, I mean these are all like, you know, puzzle boxes. Let's give it a try. Read my dissertation is not a valid identifier. Yeah. I mean we can get the contents, but well, read, do echo, done my dissertation. Use one. Okay, so I'll give Ronin's command a try. Syntax error near unexpected token do. Read our line. My dissertation.txt. So it says here unexpected error near token do. Export man pager cat read. Ah, okay. So there might be a problem because it's trying to access cat and cat doesn't exist. So display the contents. I'm assuming that we're still dealing with my dissertation. Works for you. Okay, I'll try copying the command again. And okay, so before we do this, let me try doing this in a test environment. Let's echo out HackerFrogs.txt. HackerFrogs, like and subscribe. Oh man. Okay, and then we'll try running that command on HackerFrogs.txt. Yeah, this works. This works on this system. I think it might not work on this challenge. What is the challenge? I'll join you. Yeah, let's try it together. What's the terminal theme? Oh, you mean on my Kali Linux system here? This is I think it's called like high contrast or something. Let me check. Preferences. The color scheme is called green on black. But yeah, I mean, this works. I think the problem is it tries to access the cat command over here with the man pager, and the cat command doesn't exist. Echo my dissertation.txt. I'll give it a try. Yeah, echo my Oh, it worked. Huh. You know what? I think we should be recording the solutions in here, because the solutions in here, they seem like they would be something that would really appear in like CTF exercises. Okay, you know there's a process on the machine that is deleting files. The first thing you want to do is identify the name of it. Print the name of the process. Process information is stored in proc. Maybe there is something that there that will help. So if anybody wants to try this new thing, the challenge link is right there. There's a process on the machine that is deleting files. The first thing you want to do is identify the name of the process. Print the name of the process. Process information is stored in proc. So I'm assuming that we just want to print off everything in the proc directory, right? So if I'm doing Kali Linux cat or ls, everything in the proc directory, these are the running processes, right? So these are the running processes over here. We need to find some way to get the directory contents. Let's see, Max says that there's a CTF called jail that totally depends on your knowledge about bash jail, Python jail, etc. Yeah, I think this is really big in Ring 0 CTF. So Ring 0 CTF, can take a look at the challenges. Let me log in. Oh, you want me to log in? Give me the access. So Ring 0 CTF has some challenges called jails. Let's see. What are they called? Jail escaping. So they got bash jail, you got C jail, you got PHP jail, and Python jail. If you want to take a look at this, you can do it over here. Let's do pwn. I'm afraid I'm not super I'm not super ready to do pwn stuff today, but let's do some more. Let's do a little more Linux stuff, and then we'll move on to the last portion of today's stream. Okay, where were we? Here. Okay, so we need to get the names of all the files inside the proc directory. Bash built-in read. So we've managed to do the directory contents for the current directory. So the current directory contents, we did it by doing echo star. Echo proc. What was that? What was that command? Command we did to... Yeah, it was echo star. But in this case, there's no files in this directory. Okay, so Sick in the Mind suggests echo /proc. Echo proc 0 to 9 A to Z star. So everything in this thing. Does that work? I mean, it does work. You know there's a process on the machine that is deleting files. The first thing you want to do is identify the name of the file. Print the name of the process. Print the name of the process. So this prints out everything in this directory here. Ooh, okay, so this is all the stuff. These are all the running processes. And we're supposed to identify the thing that's deleting everything. So which one of these files is going to be the one that's deleting stuff? Hold on, let's just put it in... It's a lot easier to look at in here. Oh, you know what? We could use if we just got like a big list of files, this is a good job for the AI. We can ask a question like, which of these processes is likely to be deleting files? Okay, then paste in the list and see what it has to say. So anybody who's interested, we're going to be doing the last part of the stream over at Dockerlabs.es. It's a website where you can download vulnerable Docker machines or Docker images, and then you can deploy them to your machine. And then do hacking against them. Yay. Okay, from the list you provided, almost none of these process entries correspond to any real processes. Many are virtual kernel files and not user processes. However, 3 items are actual process directories. Okay, so everything else is not a process. So which of PID 1, 42, or 43 is most likely deleting files? What each PID corresponds to, whether the process is known for cleanup, temp, deletion, cron job-like behavior. So proc1. So proc1 is init systemd. It does not delete random files. Okay. Proc42, PID42. A lower PID typically means a long-running system service, something launched early in boot. Without knowing the name of the process, we cannot conclude anything. In many CTFs, a malicious or suspicious process is a small binary launched in the background, has a low but non-system PID. So 42 is a candidate, sure. PID 43 is the same. So the most likely answer is PID 42 or PID 43. So what is, proc 42 FD? FD. For PID, do echo PSOC to see the process list. I'm not sure if PS is in the list of binaries we can't use. Yeah, so PS is off limits because it's not on the system. So for PID in proc, do echo PID. I can give it a try. For PID in proc, so these are just numbers. Do echo to dev null, done. And then fill in the middle there. What's in the middle? $. PID command line. Command line. No such file or directory. Okay. So a PID command line, no such. Did it work in your terminal? On the site. It works on the site? Hold on, let me copy paste your command then. Give it a try. That worked. I'm not too sure why it didn't work before. Command substitution ignored null byte and input, and then it runs all this stuff. I mean, the command is the one that Ronan put in. I'll just paste it into chat. Okay, print the name of the process. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a name of a process in here. Or do I? I'm not too sure why this worked. Oh no. This is called something. Oops, this will delete bin dirrs. Yeah. This was included in the output. Yeah. That's okay. So what's the next challenge then? So the next challenge is, you're doing great. You managed to save your important file. Now that you know the process name, it will be good to kill it before it does any more damage. Kill the running process. So I mean, I'm pretty sure we can't just use the kill command. Kill is a shell built-in command. Okay. So we can absolutely use the kill command. So kill. What is this directory though? I think it's better to use PID instead of double quote to avoid confusion, or at least use \. So oops, this will delete bin dirrs. So this is the name of the process. Kill. But we need to get the process ID number. Oh, kill 42. It's either kill 42 or kill 43. Because we know that those are the two like process ID numbers that are running in the background. Hold on. So proc 1, proc 42, and proc 43. 1, 42, 43. So that's... Is it the first file or is it the second file? Okay, so this is PID 1. PID 1 is this. PID 40... It's probably 42. So let's kill PID 42. So kill 42. That was it. Okay. Let's see. Cypher says, are you still doing Advent of Cyber? Yeah, we're still doing Advent of Cyber. I'm going to have to do the challenge for day 8 the next day. Because, well, the next time I stream. Because my stream crashed. Well, it didn't crash. The stream went weird in the middle of it, so I had to stop. Okay, so, you completed the challenge. Try even more challenges. Okay, so yeah, we're done. All right, let's move on to the last challenge of the day then. Dockerlabs. All right, let's how long can we go for? Maybe 100 minutes or so? Let me go ahead and put the timer at 100 minutes. Hopefully we can solve this challenge in 100 minutes. We'll see. Okay. All right, so the challenge we're looking for, let me change my topics. Topic 2, nope. Topic 4, yes. Okay, so this challenge is called Gitea. Gitea. So we're probably going to deal with some Git stuff. Yay! What categories are there? For Dockerlabs? Or for the live stream. So the live stream usually does a few different. We usually do a few different topics. We're gonna download this thing. If you want to download this yourself, you can download it from this super legitimate website over here called Mega NZ. It's only 386 megabytes. The good thing about using Docker is that Docker images are usually much smaller than virtual machines, or virtual machine images. Virtual machine images are usually like 10 times larger than the equivalent kind of Docker containers. Are you going to my land, CTF land? Maybe. Okay, so we've got a number of different terminals in here. I think... let's create a couple more. We'll color code them. Here's a purple one, and we'll make an orange one. Okay, this orange one will make this our Docker container running one. And I've got too many PDF files in here. I need to delete them. Okay, so we got this gitea.zip file. We just need to unzip it. And then we need to run the auto-deploy script. So on Dockerlabs, we use an auto-deploy sh script to deploy the Docker image. Organize your files. Yeah, I just got too much crap in the downloads directory. Let me start deleting these files. Start.py, and we'll do start.txt. That should be a little bit better. Yeah, not too many more files in here now. And I've got a myenv, and why do I have it in here? Anyways, chmod the auto-deploy script, and then run the auto-deploy script with gitea.tar. Nope. Oh, we can't run Docker because we're not in the Docker group, so we have to use sudo. Let's cat the Docker file and then code review it. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that. Okay, Joyboy says, I'm new. What exactly are you doing, please? Just brief. Yeah, so we're just we're doing a challenge. We downloaded a Docker image. It's basically a little, it's kind of like a little virtual machine that is running a bunch of Linux processes. We're going to be doing some hacking against it. Santer, hello, yes, we're back. We managed to figure out our audio issues. Well, kind of. Okay, so we can pen test against this this Docker container. Like any other machine, we can access it from this IP address right here. Let's go ahead and run the thing. So Nmap lets us know 3000, huh? There's there's a few different services we've got. We got port 22, which is SSH. We got port 80, which is unencrypted web pages, and we got 3000, which is, I don't know what that might be. So after this comes back, we'll have a better idea about what's going on. But in the meantime, we can take a look at what's going on the unencrypted web page. So port 3000 is running what? Oh, Gitea. So okay, so Gitea is running on port 3000. So I know that Gitea is associated with Git and GitLab and GitHub, but it's slightly different. I've never done testing against it before, so I'm going to be figuring out how this actually works as we go. So I'll call this my Nmap port scanning tab. We'll call this our web app enumeration tab. We'll call this the, what is the, oh, nuclei tab. So nuclei is a fun, it's a fun little tool that we've been using to do network security stuff. Sometimes it finds some really good stuff. Sometimes it's not as great. Let's see. Max says there's a tool called RustScan. It's way faster than Nmap. It's based on Nmap though. Yeah. I mean, I've never gotten into trying out RustScan yet. I've heard it's pretty good, but I mean, Nmap. I mean, there's nothing wrong with using Nmap. Some people like using fancier tools like, like nuclei. It's fine. That's fine. But it's also good to know how to use the older tools as well. Okay, so we got port 3000, port 80, port 22. For web app enumeration, we could use derb, which is a really old tool, but it's usually pretty fast if you're running against like a local target like this, or something that's on your same network. We've got an assets directory, we've got a server status, we got a JavaScript directory. Can also run Nicto on this. Second of mind, Nuclei is great, but it's just like any other vulnerability scanner. It's only as good as its maintained list and interpretations. Masterism says Gitea is a self-hosted Git. Self-hosted. So I mean, I guess that means that everything is going to be just like any other. It's going to run very similar to like any other Git repository, right? So Gitea is running on port 3000. I mean, we can check this out right now. HTTP port 3000. Okay, Gitea is here. We need to. I'm guessing we need to sign in. Huh, we've got some leaked info here. Your root URL in app.ini is admin.secretdir.dev.git.el. Oh no, this is really secret looking stuff. Mismatched root URL config causes wrong URL links for, yeah, this stuff right here. So yeah, this is that is a lot of subdomains. Okay, so what did we just find? Let's call this our text editor. So we just found this information from the Gitea. Kinda geeky. Hello, kinda geeky. Wait, I think I recognize that. Hey, Shy Hat, says kinda geeky. Hope you're doing great. So that's not uncommon for enterprises. So for enterprises, they would have this many layers of subdomains. I mean, okay, sure. admin.secretdirectory.dev.gitea.dl. Yeah, I mean, we can add this to our etc hosts file. Okay, so sudo nano etc hosts. So dev qa prod pre-prod. Yeah, okay. Let's add this to our list. I think it's 172 dot, what was it again? 172.17.02. Okay, and now this is added. Let's try navigating to it. So this is, oh, this redirects. Okay, so this is the entire website. So cheat sheet, you can edit the application code itself and then Yeah, I mean, I guess we could, but that kind of defeats the point of the exercise. Okay, so we can sign in. Web authentication only supports secure connections for testing over HTTP. You can use the origin localhost or 127.0.0.1. So what's going on here? So remember this device, sign in with OpenID. Explore. I guess we could explore this. We can see stuff. We can see stuff on the local Git repository here. Okay, designer my app, designer git t info, and designer MySQL. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that if you edit the Git image itself, or sorry, the Docker image, that's kind of like hacking too. 172.17.02 doxed. Yep, sure did. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these repositories and see if we can get some information from them. So MySQL. MySQL composer.xml. Sure, let's take a look and see if there's any exposed secrets in here. We've got a MySQL password here. So let's see. MySQL user designer, MySQL password designer 123. So let's record this. And we got our notes over here. From Gitea repo. Root designer 123. I mean, they might share some passwords. So this password might be reused. We could check in a little bit. But what else is in here? Is there anything else good? MySQL container. I don't think there's anything super important in here. Oh, there's also root 123. MySQL root password is root 123. All right. Oh, dang. Jeez. Password format could also be reused, so it's going to be something something 123. Yeah, all right, let's add this to our notes. Password reuse. WTF123. Root 123, I mean, I think the point of the exercise is so that we can interact with some Gitea. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else we need to get from this document. So we'll just move on to the other documents. Oh, well, I guess we could also take a look at the commits. So the commits might have some information in them as well. Okay, so this is the stuff that was added. It is safe, it is 3 numbers, true. First commit, yeah, that's fine. Author is designer, so let's go back. So the designer is the name of the repository, this is the user. And MySQL, my app, we can take a look in here as well. There's a lot more stuff in here. There's a bunch of Python scripts. All right, let's there's one branch, so there might be some stuff inside of the other branch as well. Default branch, there's just one branch. Search branches. Wait, this is different from the main branch. Uh-oh. 1 additions and 2 deletions. Okay, approot download method get. Define download. Vulnerable. Oh, wait. Is this path traversal? So there might be a path traversal vulnerability here. So we just need to find this part of the application, and then we can do the path traversal. Okay, this was in app.py. Oh, the point is at the download endpoint. Oh, okay. I think I understand. All right, let's go back. Wow, this is like a treasure trove. Okay, and where are we back? We're back at here at the main branch. 2 commits. So the 2 commits over here. Designer and designer. Why is the icon different though? So the first commit is here. And the second commit is here. Which one happened first? I'm assuming that this one happens first. Yeah, so this is the path traversal stuff. And the second commit is this one. Oh, this is the first commit, okay. Oh, this is a Flask app. Path not validated. It translates to path not validated, allow path traversal. Because the author is different. Is the author different? Shota, hello, nice to see you here. Welcome to the stream. App secret key, super secret key. Alright, thank you for this. So this is the Flask app. So the super secret key, we can forge our Flask tokens, right? At the bottom you can find the port and the host. Okay, let's go back. So uploads directory here. Root. Oh, yeah, I mean they should tell you the port number and stuff like that as well. I don't see it here though. Flask unsigned. Yeah, that's true. That's the name of the tool. I've only ever used it a couple times. Okay, image1.jpg, great. Style.css, index.html. They just didn't take it. It's default port 5000. 5000 for Flask applications? That sounds about right. Oh, index.old, indexold.html. This could have some interesting stuff in here. Okay. I didn't... Did I? Am I missing something? It might be because I don't speak Spanish. I might want to run this through a translator. List of something dispon... translate this. Spanish to English. List of available files. Okay, okay. So there's an ini file, initialization. So we got a... Well, if we can do path traversal, we might want to read this file here. And that's the last thing we need to run it. Okay, so we've got a pretty good idea of what's going on in here in the application. We haven't found the application yet though. So these are different users. So this designer and this designer are different users. Okay, so we took a look at the two commits. We took a look at the branch. So first of all, the question is, where's the flag ever even, or its machine? The flag? There are typically no flags on this platform. The goal is to just get root access. Okay, so we've got Git. So there was another user with a different icon. So two commits. This other designer is here. Can we look this person up? I don't think we can we? Yeah, Okay, let's take a look at the other. So Gitea info compose.xml. Let's take a look. Ah, okay. So the port is, it's mapped to port 3000 here. So if this is the actual application we're dealing with, there should be like a download endpoint. So there's also a different branch. there are 3 commits here. The different branch is over here. So SQLite is the database that is being used. It's good to know. There is home designer data info.txt. So this is something that we might want to look into if we can use directory traversal. Debugging mode allows you to run commands and search from here. Okay, let's include these files. Change 1 files with 1 addition and 0 deletions. Okay, let's go back. And let's take a look at those commits. So there are 3 commits. There's 2 by the same designer and then 1 by another designer. So the first commit is here. This lets us know that port 22 is mapped to port 222. Which might be relevant a little bit later. Let's copy that, add that to the notes. Okay, let's take a look at the other commits. 1 changed files, 1 addition, 0 deletions. So this is not... This is information we knew before. Oops, I'm looking at the wrong thing now. Let's take a look at the other commit. Alright, well... So this designer we can't take a look at, but this designer we can... This is a legitimate user. Okay, you have LFI you can use to break the debugging pin security. Maybe. Before I move on, I want to make sure that there isn't anything else that I can get out of here. Gitea documentation. So the Explorer is here. The users... Oh, there's an admin user as well. So there's a designer user, and there's an admin user. Let's take a look at the admin user. They don't have any repositories or anything else. But it's good to know that there's an ad. Well, I guess it's not too surprising. Ronan says, I think they just changed their profile image. Maybe. Let's see. Max says, I'll go to sleep. Thanks for having us. We had a nice time. Oh, thank you very much, Max. Nice to see you. Nice to see you here, and hope to see you again in the future. Thank you. Have a good night. Search for Flask debugging mode and LFI to RCE via Flask debugger. Kinda Geeky says, just watch and take notes. You will learn. Maybe. It's Hamza. Hello, nice to see you here. What is up? Okay, so if anybody's wondering, we're currently doing this room over here. It's called Gitea from Dockerlabs.es. It's a website where you can download vulnerable Docker images and then deploy them to your machine and then do hacking against them. It's a very fun platform to use, and it's pretty lightweight as far as the number of the amount of resources it takes from you. Okay, so there's an admin user. There's the designer user, which has all their stuff. No packages, they've got no projects, but they've got this. And no organizations. So I think... Where do we go from here? So we only found 3 ports. There's port 80, there's port 3000, and there's port 22. We ran nuclei in this thing. And nuclei probably didn't find anything super important, but let's just go through it just for fun. So, okay, what happens if we just navigate to the landing page for 172.17.02, just plain old port 80. Huh. Okay, so is this the document that was being developed on Gitea? So there's a downloads endpoint here. So assets files. Yeah, okay. What do these buttons do? Oh, we can do light mode and dark mode. Nice. And I don't know what this probar? What does that mean in Spanish? Try. Okay. Shota says, "Thank you for your screaming." I have to. Oh, I think you meant thank you for your streaming. This is the Flask app itself. I mean that makes sense. So they said that there's supposed to be like a downloads endpoint though. Maybe they removed it. They have the ability to download stuff over here. So asset files. So assets files doesn't exist. Yeah. Okay. So there's an assets directory. There's images, there's CSS, and there's JS. Index.js. There might be some juicy bits in here as well. /download file.txt. /download file.txt. I'll give it a shot. Okay, so let's give this application an actual directory busting attack. So I don't know, we'll run GoBuster. Okay. Not file.txt, just an example. Yeah, just an example. The endpoint is download and the parameter is file name. File name? Let me... Okay. Let me look at my notes. Let me look at those at the application Gitea one more time. So this was my app, right? Okay, we're looking at the branch. So there's an upload folder. So /download method get /download file name equals, so it would be something like something like this. args.get means it can just be like a query string. So endpoint parameter 1 my value would be the query for get parameter for param1. Okay, so I just need to, let me just copy this entire thing. File name equals request.args. If not file name, file path equals this thing, app.config upload folder file name. Test it out. You would try download. Download file name equals, or file name equals. I think this is, I mean, that's just, I think that's what we just tried over here. So /download. Download file name equals, yeah, this doesn't seem to be working out. File name equals, is that the port for the Python app? So the Python app, is it, there's only a couple of options. Okay, well, I mean, we could try port 3000. So I think everything is mapped to port 3000 in this case. Not found. So port 3000 is the Gitea app. Port 80 is, I think port 80 is the actual, is the application, the Flask application. Okay, let's go back to our web app stuff. So we didn't find an uploads directory, we didn't find a uploads or downloads like endpoint. Flask by default runs on port 5000. I mean, we didn't find port 5000 when we scanned it. So port 3000 is Gitea. We can run another scan. We'll run a slower scan this time. Yeah, so there's 80, there's 22, and there's 3000. JavaScript directory, there's an assets directory, there's an index.html. I think what we need to do is we need to compare the index.html with the stuff in the application or the Gitea repository. So this is the landing page. I guess we could also take a look at this stuff. So there's scripts here. I also saw some PDF files. I might want to download those and take a look at them. So it says archivo index.html escrito por Alberto Nieto Rocha. Let's see if that matches up with the stuff on the Gitea. Oops, not this. Maybe they deployed the Flask app at port 80, which makes sense since there's more. They have more. They have more than one application, and it's used as Nginx as a reverse proxy. You can see the templates confirm if it is. Yeah. So the application that we're talking about is here, and we want to take a look at the index.html. There's also the other branch that has this stuff in it. Okay, let's play some other music. Hello, Neems. Nice to see you here. Okay, so I think the index.html page is over. No. This is index.html. So this isn't the same thing. Because I didn't see this this stuff in here. Yeah, maybe they've got more than one application. Open the templates directly. So the templates index.html. Oh, they've also got the old one as well. Yeah, I think I'm not looking. I don't think we're looking at the same thing. We'll try searching for this string. Yeah, this isn't the same. This is not the same index.html page. Do you have a spider? A spider? What could we use as a what could we use as a spider though? Okay, so do we find anything on the other? So the other scan found all the same stuff. Port 3000, port 80. These resolve to the same thing. These resolve to the same thing? They shouldn't. Yeah, these resolve to two different pages. Oh, maybe it's because I've got the etc hosts. I've changed it up. Don't look at the changes, look at the current versions of the files. Okay, let's go back. So app.py. I guess what we haven't done is we haven't done directory busting against the other application. So we'll do directory busting against port 3000. Actually, we'll do directory busting against the domain, which is admin secret directory dev get.dl. Okay. V2. Interesting. Not the commits, you're still at the commits. Click on the back button to exit the commits browser. I mean, every Gitea instance, it should have the same kind of directory structure, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, I am in the commits. So it's app.py templates. So inside the templates, there is index.html and the old one. So is this... Why brute force the directories when you have the source code? It's a good question. I mean, I'd like to... So images, static, templates. So there, we should see these three directories, right? When we did this before, we didn't see these. There should be an images, a static, and a templates directory. Instead, we see it in assets, a JavaScript, and some other stuff. So we're not looking at the right application. Not the same, right. There's a JavaScript directory. So this isn't the Flask app we're looking at. So we need to find the Flask app. Do you like Flask? I mean, I've never really worked with Flask, so I have done some pen testing against some Flask applications. So we got my app here. We've also got MySQL. The MySQL stuff, it's got some stuff for, you know what? We could try to break in. So root 123, designer 123, they might have reused this stuff. So let's try logging in as the designer user. Who's watching? Okay, sign in. Username or... Okay, designer. No? How about admin123? Thank you very much for subscribing. I'm not too sure what kind of characters those are. I guess I could do some Google Translate. This is Hebrew. Dakel Shokran? Okay, so could not read your security key. So this is maybe not the intended way in. Kinda Geeky says Hebrew, correct? It's Deco. Hello, nice to see you here. It's Deco. Do you also read Hebrew? Okay, yo, I'm still here watching the YouTube videos you sent. I'll get the CmdChallenge cert when I'm done. I'm on Linux commands now. I've been watching for weeks now. Thank you very much. And welcome in, FL Dreams. Thank you. Okay, so we need to find out where the Flask app actually is, because we know that there's a vulnerability there. So the thing about, if we go directly to okay, here's the thing. If we go to this endpoint and we go to port 3000, this is port 3000. So port 3000 is the same as port 80. Port 80 and port 3000 serve you the same thing. Sanjay says, I think it's SSTI vulnerable, server-side template injection, but where? Where's the injection point? But welcome in, Sanjay. Nice to see you here. Maybe it's not even deployed. It's possible. It's possible that this is not, the application's not deployed. It's Deco says, I'm new to cybersecurity-ish. Is this beginner-friendly content? Gitea 1.23.4. Well, I mean, if that's the case, we can do a search. 1.23.4. I mean, I don't see that version here. But, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not vulnerable. 1.23.4. We can do a manual search here. 1.23.4. We've got one for 1.24, which is HTML injection. But what can we do with HTML injection? The database, does it have dark mode? I don't see a dark mode here, unfortunately. Known vulnerabilities, configuration sheet. Don't see anything in the Google. Hacking on Gitea. Hacking on Gitea? Gitea git hooks RCE. Is this the right version? This doesn't show a version. Okay, the version should be between version 1.1 and version 1.13. So this doesn't qualify. Okay, so admin.secretdirectory.dev.gitea.dl. So gitea.dl is the base, right? So we copy this. Let's mess around with our etc host file a little bit more. What is the situation that you're stuck in currently? Can we get a small explanation? Sure, I'm trying to do some enumeration on the web app here. We've got we've got some domains that that we're supposed to resolve to. So admin.secret dir.dev.gitea.dl. I'm assuming that there might be a different website on the base of this particular domain, but maybe not. I'll give it a shot. So just gitea.dl. There is something different here. There is something different here. Okay, we've got a new attack surface. Great. All right. Well, that means we can do some more. It's probably where your download is going to be. Maybe. Let's put some. Let's use some GoBuster on it. So there is a download here. The other thing we could do is okay. So this is still like Gitea looking stuff. This is probably the Flask. Well, I'm guessing that this is probably the Flask application. Codinger. So content Codinger. Let's copy this and let's look for this in the Gitea. So the Gitea, the my app in index.html. But the thing is that I didn't see an indication of a login page. Yeah. But let's try it. Let's try the downloads. So downloads is not here, but there's download. Download redirects us here. So this is something that we need to be authenticated to access. So there was also like an uploads directory too, I think. So download is a redirect. Why does it tell you a password and a username? Where? I'm sorry, I'm not paying as much attention as I should. Admin at Gitea, pass admin 123. I mean, I guess we could try these. Pass admin 123 minus. These are not the right credentials. It's on the login page. Don't have an account. I mean, we can also create an account. We might be able to get an account. We might be able to create an account. If we can create an account, and this is actually using Flask app cookies, then we could use Flask unsign. It's for the Gitea login itself. And what is this weird stuff right here? I should probably take a closer look at this. mylogin.js. It might actually have some credentials or something. It's not found, so this script doesn't exist, or at least it's not on this path. There's a register. Logo.jpg. My CSS. I'm kind of interested to see if there's any other endpoints we can find on this. Alpha Vision off. Hello, nice to see you here. Did you learn coding? I mean, I've got some a moderate amount of experience doing Python. I wouldn't call myself a complete beginner, but I'm definitely not somebody who does a lot of Python coding. But yeah, coding. A lot of people ask if you need to know coding in order to do hacking stuff. The answer is no, you don't need to know coding to do hacking stuff, but it certainly helps a lot. Download. So the other thing we could do is we could try to do some brute force login here. Or I can try to do some guessing. So admin. Oh, this only takes in email addresses. Or at least it says it only takes in email addresses. Test. Okay, so it just doesn't let you in. We can also try creating an account. Okay, the registered page doesn't exist. Maybe use those placeholder credentials to log into the admin account on Gitea? Maybe. Admin at Gitea.com. Pass admin 123 minus. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's no default. Are there default credentials? Gitea admin default credentials. Nginx can give you the ability to host and expose different apps and ports and services endpoints from different apps. The main deployment site, the repo site. Gitea does not have a default admin credentials in the traditional sense. Placeholder credentials to log into the admin account on Gitea. Oh, yeah, you know that's okay. I haven't tried that. So let me give that a try. We'll try signing in here. So admin at Gitea.com. Pass admin 123 minus. That's not correct. Oh, how about the forgot password? There's no forgot password here either. So there's no forgot password. There's no register.html. Those are dead links. So, the other thing we could do is we could just keep on going up. Because if there's gitea.dl, then there might be a dev.gitea.dl, and then there might be a secret dir.gitea.dl. Are you sure you wrote that password correctly, including cases? I mean, the pass admin 123 minus. So this is what the password looked like. I mean, if you see something wrong with what I've written, I can try pasting this in. You can cheat a little bit and look at the Docker source code. I mean, I could, but you know, that's certainly some cheating though. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this domain stuff for etc. hosts. We'll take it to the nth level. So if there's gitea.dl, then there's also dev.gitea.el, and there's also secretdir.dev.gitea.dl. So all of these subdomains exist. Well, I mean, maybe they exist. it's up to me to figure out if this is actually the case. Okay, and then we can try it out. What the heck? These are all different. Okay, and let's try the secret directory. So, how do you spell that thing? These are all different web. These are all different web apps. I mean, I guess we could do directory busing against all of these things. They did a lot of work. Very honest devs. But I get the feeling that there's a lot of the stuff is, these are all rabbit holes. CPU says, just gave up on side quest today. I feel like I'm just stuck. Maybe solve some later rooms in the event will help. So CPU, did you manage to do the brute force attack? There's a brute force attack on the on one of the web applications. I wasn't able to get it to work because they've got what is it called? They have like an IP block. I know the method that you would get past the IP block, but I wasn't able to get the attack working. Okay, I've got a feeling that this is not the this is not the app that I'm supposed to be looking for. I'm supposed to be looking in the secret directory, which is over where? Here. The unfortunate thing is that none of these seem to be the actual vulnerable application. Because the vulnerable application is supposed to have like a downloads endpoint that we're supposed to abuse, but I can't find it. But it might be on like a different port, because there's port 3000. So port 3000 always redirects here. Yeah, port 3000 always redirects to the Gitea repository. But I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't be different Gitea repositories. Could they? No, this is the same one. CPU, you guessed the password? Oh, okay, okay. You guessed the password for that guard user, huh? Okay. Yeah, same thing. So this is the dev. This is the dev endpoint. I don't know if they would hide anything here though. There is a lot to look at. So there's an assets directory, there's a CSS, there's a JavaScript. I thought that the secret directory. Yeah, okay. So the last page is the admin secret directory.dev.git thing. Let's give it a shot. I mean, we've seen this before. This is just the Gitea. So there's a side quest on day 7. Hold on. Just a second, I'm just gonna distract myself for a second. So TryHackMe, they usually list out the side quest rooms. Let's see. So the side quest room here is the Great Disappearing Act. I heard there was a second. I heard there's a second side quest room that just opened up. It's none of these though. Okay, let me start closing some of these tabs, because when I have too many tabs open, it bothers me. Okay, so this is the IP address without anything else. Without anything else, they've got like 6 different web applications. Oh, it requires an invitation code. Okay. So there are some files here to download? No. No, there are no files to download here. Yeah, there's nothing here. RAM prices are nuts. Tab hygiene. Yeah, gotta close those tabs that you're not using. Okay, so what were those other pages? So the other pages are secret directory, they've got a premium and free page. Do these lead anywhere? I don't see any good links. They've got a premium page, they've got a tutorial page. CPU says, on day 7 I learned about Nmap and was able to solve hopefully I'll learn things on the go and I'll unlock some new ideas. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, so I think this directory, I mean this web app here doesn't seem to be going anywhere. So let's go one layer back up. Just give me SSH, I'm dying here. SSH into this box? Well, I mean, this box is running on top of is running on top of like a, what is it called? A Docker container. If you want to try this out yourself, you can go to this website and then you can look up the Gitea box. Okay, so is there a so this is Tailwind. This is a Tailwind app. There's sign up and sign in. I don't think these work though. So sign up page. Can I sign up? There's a sign in page here. Designer? Nope. Doesn't look like I can. We got some blogs. The blogs don't really tell us anything. Apache, like an Apache bug? Really? Okay, I need to get some verbose output here. Why don't I see my headers? Wait, when I use curl, I should be able to see headers, right? Am I using Kali Linux? Yes, I am using Kali Linux. Curl I, give it a shot. I mean, this stuff is really okay. I see my stuff here. So user agent curl. This is an Apache server 2.4.58. I'm pretty sure Apache server itself probably isn't going to be vulnerable, but just for fun, we can look it up. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not. I really would like to find where this Flask thing is deployed to. Because port 3000 is always Gitea. It's Gitea here. It's Gitea here, but it looks a little bit different. No, but it's the same Gitea. What about here? This is still Gitea. CPU DGs. It sounds like you've been having a heck of a time. You even paired up with another beginner guy to help each other with the side quests. How about Gitea.dl.3000? This is obviously still going to be Gitea. But if we go to the regular port, it's this thing. Maybe, man, I'm not too sure. Forgot password doesn't go anywhere. Registration doesn't go anywhere. We have this weird looking password which may or may not be actually anything. Try download file name. Download file name. Here? Oh, you know what? I think this might be the one that we want to focus on. Because there is a download... There's a download endpoint, but it redirects you here to the login page. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did I just download a file? Did I just download a... Hold on, hold on. I need to take a look. I think I might have just downloaded a file. I just downloaded a file. Okay, well, we have local file inclusion. Well, it's not really local file inclusion. It is directory traversal. Okay, so where do we move from here? So there's a backup there's a backup user who's got an actual like login. So there's the MySQL server, which has a, well, that's not true. There's a designer user. Okay, so there is a designer user. So the designer user, that's probably the user we want to target. And there's also the root user. Let's see if this... person can... Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay, I need to remove the known hosts entry for this. Let's try it one more time. Okay, and Arona, thank you very much for subscribing on YouTube. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Okay, so this was the application. So the Flask application was this thing. What else could we start downloading? Let's take a look at the notes. So path traversal, that was it right there. We got our socket, we got our app secret key. Did you try the passwords? Yeah, I tried the passwords, well, these ones over here, designer123 and root123. Well, let me try it one more time. So the other possibility is that we need to download the designer user's SSH key. Root 123. Before going on, there's a useful point. The experience to see not found pages of Flask is it different from the others? Maybe. Let's do any old thing. Random. Not found. Okay, the requested URL is not found in the server, so, I mean, this doesn't look... I mean, I'm not sure if this is a custom, like, 404 error. But, you know what? Let's try downloading some other stuff. So let's say home designer .ssh ID RSA. That doesn't exist. What else could we do? Downloads. File name. What are some other common files that we could check? Now remember the debugging mode. Before going on, there's a useful point here, /experience. /experience? Okay, let's take a look at the structure of the application. So if this is the MyApp application, there should be an images, a static, and a templates directory. Let's take a look. So, I mean, it doesn't seem to be the same app. Is there a static directory? Okay, so what are we taking a look at here? So is this the Flask app? Probably not. But then again, if there's a Flask app, here. Let's try to curl this down. Curl. Okay, so this works. And we can try downloading files this way. Or not downloading files, but rather accessing them. How about home designer .bash history? Okay, so it looks like it didn't work. But we've got, you know, the funny thing is that we've got this key. Oh, sorry, we got this session token. So the session token is this thing right here. We could potentially give ourselves like the console. You'll face a problem with which is the console is protected with a pin. Are we talking about Gitea still? Or are we talking about something else? So if this is a Flask cookie here, so Flask unsign is the thing, right? So command line tool to fetch, decode, brute force, and craft session cookies of a Flask application by guessing secret keys. So this is the Flask application we're looking at here. Leaking the Flask files used to generate the pin. Because we know that the app secret key is super secret key. So if we can use something like Flask unsign, then we'd be able to log into the application. LFI to RCE via Flask debugging. Okay, I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Don't have too much more time left, but sure. LFI RCE Flask debugging. Debug mode in LFI. Debugger pin. LFI escalation. There's probably some sort of hacking the debugging pin of a Flask application. Okay, let's take a look at this. An overview of the differences between local file inclusion and file retrieval things. Maybe some of these files. Maybe. I mean, I think I definitely want to figure out if there's something we can do specifically with Flask. While keeping debug mode on for the Flask production server is a horrible idea, sure. So maybe there's a console endpoint, maybe. Let's check it out. No, there's no console endpoint. Don't read a word and exit. Read the full write-up. Debug mode on. Well, I mean, I see that they're trying to access some sort of console endpoint here. Locked debugger console. Debugger pins, sure. Let's find these two pieces of information. To get the MAC address, find the procnetarp device ID and find the MAC address. Procnetarp. Where was I doing my... Yeah, I was doing it here. console is at the Flask app. Okay, this didn't return anything. The machine ID, cat, etc. machine ID. Is this going to be in the same? So this didn't resolve. This request didn't resolve to procnet arp, but machine ID did come back, and it gave us this. Okay, now we have everything we need to crack the debugger pin. The thing is that I need to, if we're talking about the debugger pin, we need to access the actual endpoint. I mean, it says that it says here that the debugger endpoint is probably going to be at /console, but I don't see it here. The MAC address we can get it from other files. Debug mode on. The endpoint will be at /console at the Flask app. I mean, if we're assuming that the Flask app is this one here, it's 404. Maybe it's at port 3000. It's not. If there's no like debugger console, then there's no point to attacking this. So the other thing we need to do is we need to, yeah, this is the same one with the download endpoint. This is the my app. So the other thing we could, okay, MySQL get info here. /data/get tdb. I wonder if we can access this file. There's also home designer Gitea data info.txt. But what is, yeah, so this is the Gitea database path. So the Gitea database path is what? We don't know. My app is here. And the thing is that we don't know if the debug mode has been switched to on or not, because I don't remember seeing that. Let me look at my notes. So from the Gitea repo, MySQL root password, all this stuff here. App.secret key, we've got this. So this is the stuff for the... We can also try to leak the SSH keys. True, true. The other thing that we could do is we could try to authenticate to the Flask app. by hacking the Flask token. Okay, so somebody else had, I think it was Ronin. They talked about path traversal cheat sheet. Let me pull that up. Okay, I've got to get going in about 10 minutes or so. Am I sure that this is a Flask app? I'm pretty sure this is a Flask app, because we found some code for a Flask application earlier while scouting out Gitea. Fernosec, hello, nice to see you here. What does proc self command line run? You know, that's a good question. Game Boy, did you change your username? Okay, so it's proc self command line. Don't think it returns anything. But Fernosec, hey, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. Content disposition attachment. File name command line. File name equals command. Get content disposition. Yeah, okay. Oh, no worries, no worries. Okay, let's go back. Path traversal cheat sheet Linux, sure. So Etsy password, Etsy shadow, Etsy aliases. Oh, actually, what about Etsy hosts? That would be very interesting, I think. Etsy hosts. Okay, so we got, what? What is this one? What is this? Gitea.dl, dev.gitea.dl, secretdir.dev.gitea.dl, admin.secretdir.dev.gitea.dl. Listen, you need to, Max, listen, you should get some sleep. Don't watch my stream and you know, have it affect your personal life or your work life. Don't do that. Okay, so I think we can add this to our Etsy host file, and let's see if we can get something out of this. Okay, so we'll just add this to our list. Okay, then we will... Let's try it out. Well, I think I've seen this application before. This is the same application we've seen. We've seen this application before. It doesn't really lead anywhere. Tweaking Productions 420. Hello, nice to see you. Do you have Discord? Yeah, we've got Discord. Here you go. And we also have a Reddit. You know, it's been interesting. It's been interesting hacking against this application, because there's lots of interest. There's lots of fun stuff here. So this is, what is this thing? So we've got all of this stuff that we've resolved. How about this on port 3000? Okay, this always resolves to Gitea. its host. Yeah, okay. I mean, it seems like that. So path traversal, we can take a look at cron tabs, we can take a look at etc hosts. Aliases. We could also take a look at a bunch of Apache logs and stuff like that. I mean, if this is running Apache, yeah, there's we got a header that indicates that that the websites are all running off of an Apache server. The designer SSH keys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think I tried that earlier. So we found a designer user, a user named designer rather. So it's home designer .ssh ID RSA. We weren't able to get anything from that. Unless it's like one of these non-standard ones. So ID RSA or ID ESC something something. Actually, what about known hosts? Known hosts. No, that didn't work. What about authorized keys? Also couldn't access that. So the other thing that I thought would be kind of clever would be to take a look at the bash history. Wasn't able to find that. But is this person using bash? Bash RC. So the designer user is using bash. .bash RC. Home designer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the designer just has their home directory like not readable. So the other thing we could do is we could take a look at var www.html index.html. And see what that actually resolves to. Maybe it's ZSH. I mean, the password file shows us that it's bash. So what else could we do? So set your password, all this stuff. I guess we could take a look at the SSH config.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Shut up and get
Okay, so we actually get some stuff out of here. It doesn't show us anything. So there's also ID RSA, ID DSA, ID ECDSA, ECDSA, and there's this other stuff too. And we could try these other ones too. Let me put it in. Okay, so what was it? It was home designer .ssh ID DSA? No. What about ID ECDSA? No. How about ED 25519? No. Try to leak environment variables. So which file would I look for if I'm leaking out those environment variables? Proc CPU info, proc file systems. proc self environ. Proc self. Okay, this gave us an internal server error. This other stuff doesn't give us an internal server error. Just for fun, let's try looking at Etsy Shadow. No. So internal server error means that the file exists, but we don't have access to it. This is what I'm interpreting. Search because I'm not sure of the path. So anytime we try to access a file that we don't have access to, it's going to give us internal server error. As opposed to reading a file that doesn't exist, don't exist. So this just gives us a 302. If the file actually exists, then it gives us a found. So 302 is not found. 500 is whatever, not authorized, and 200 is the file exists and we can read it. Defus Modern, Defus, hello, nice to see you. They call it Gitea, but they give you the Gitea DB path and they give you the path reversal. These puzzle pieces point in a very specific direction, in my opinion. Okay, so the DB path, where is it? And thank you for coming by, Defus. Much appreciated. I should be logging off pretty soon. But listen, if I can get the database information. Okay, so data, home designer Gitea, data info.txt. Let's give this a try. Ooh, okay. This didn't work. Is this not the directory, or do we not have access to it? So home designer Gitea data info.txt. The other thing is, let me read that thing again. So we got that from Gitea. So this is the My App application, and let's just look at everything. So 2 commits, 1 branch. First commit, let's take a look at it. So uploads folder. Actually, it's probably not going to be in. Is it going to be in here? I get the feeling, no, the database stuff was in the MySQL project here. No, it's probably not here. It's a volume, which means data info.txt is the path. It's a volume, which means data info.txt is the path. You mean by itself? So is it just /data/? No, that's not it. One commit, 1 branch. So the other one, branches here don't give us... So the Gitea info is here. Is this where I got it from? Yeah, this is where I got it from. Okay, Diva says the /data is the container path. Everything before is the host mount path. Okay, so /data volume. Opt info file at volume. /data gitea.db. So we do want to... Gitea database path is defined as what? So there are two things. There's Gitea database db path, and there's Gitea database path. Try /data/bashrc. Nope. /data info.txt. So I mean, it's not. There should be something appended to this. There should be, or maybe there's something in the Gitea directory that we need to take a look. Try the data info.txt without the data part. Yeah, you mean like this? No. So /data. I mean, it's not just going to be sitting around in the top level directory. That doesn't make much sense. Thank you very much for subscribing on YouTube. C-Van, thank you. So the volume, data info, okay, I'm probably gonna need to get going because I've got dinner I need to eat, and I can't do these live streams for super late. It really messes up my schedule. Let's see if there's anybody really cool on infosecstreamers.com. I'm the only one here. Okay. Let me take a look and see if there's anybody else who is super awesome on Twitch. And it looks like there is Science Streams. Okay, Science Streams is a really cool Twitch channel which talks about science and ants and microscopy and all sorts of great stuff. Okay, anyways, they're talking about, what are they talking about today? They're talking about microscopy, microscope stuff. So tiny worlds under the microscope. We'll raid into that channel. Science Streams. Thank you very much for everybody who decided to power through the stream, even though we had technical difficulties and we need to turn off the stream at some point. But talk about the elephant in the room. There was an elephant in the room, true. Ooh. Science Streams. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for coming by today. And you know what? We're going to be streaming more this week. We're going to be, let's see, doing Web App Wednesdays. We're going to be doing more Advent of Cyber. We're going to be doing some network challenges. Network hacking stuff. We're going to be doing brute force attacks. We're going to be doing some web app challenges at Ring0CTF, and we're going to be doing more stuff over at more web application firewall stuff from Vulnex.com. So everybody, if you're interested in taking a look at that, then tune into the live stream for next time. All right, everybody, we're ready to raid. When you arrive on that channel, please do this raid message: OSFrog, hip hop hack, OSFrog. Like this, I would really appreciate it. And Jason, hello, nice to see you here. All right, everybody, we're going to be raiding out. Thank you very much to everybody who was chatting in live chat. I appreciate you a lot. HackerFrogs ready to raid out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great rest of the week, everybody.